The Denver Broncos might be building the most dangerous powerhouse in the entire NFL, and what's coming next could shock the league. From Bo Nix's clutch evolution to a defense that's rewriting expectations, this team isn't just winning, they're rising. If you think the Broncos' defense is just good, think again. What this team is doing on the field this season might be one of the most impressive defensive performances the NFL has seen in years. The Denver Broncos entered this season with high expectations on the defensive side, but even the most optimistic fans didn't fully realize just how dominant this unit would become. The core of this defense is built around some of the best players in the league: Pat Surtain, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year; Nick Bonitto, coming off his best season; Zach Allen, who was resigned for continuity; and John Franklin Myers, another standout contributor. What makes this group truly special is their ability to do one thing better than almost any team: get opponents off the field. Even with a slightly negative turnover margin, the Broncos have been shutting down offenses, controlling games, and consistently making life difficult for quarterbacks and skill players alike. And it's not just about the stats. Over the past few games, even without key players like Pat Surtain and Alex Singleton, this defense has continued to dominate. They're on pace to break the NFL sack record, showing that depth and strategy are as much a part of their success as star power. Front office strategy also plays a role. General Manager George Payton has done a remarkable job keeping this defensive core intact while giving them team-friendly contracts. That means the best players stay, the culture remains strong, and the Broncos are set up for sustained defensive excellence. In short, this isn't just a good defense, it's a well-oiled machine. A unit capable of controlling games, creating turnovers, and carrying the team in moments when the offense might struggle. When it comes to defense, the Broncos aren't just playing well, they might just be building one of the greatest defensive teams we've seen in recent NFL history. If the Broncos' defense is elite, Bo Nix is proving that the offense can match that level. His growth this season could be the difference between a good team and a Super Bowl contender. Bo Nix has been one of the most exciting stories for the Broncos this season. From the start, he has shown clutch performance under pressure, delivering big plays in critical moments. Fans have already seen his ability to turn games around, especially in late-game situations. But like any young quarterback, there are areas to improve. One concern has been his footwork in the pocket, especially when facing a blitz. Sometimes his feet get a little jumpy, which can lead to mistakes or missed opportunities. The good news? The Broncos have an exceptional offensive line that gives him the protection he needs to develop his timing and confidence. Bo Nix's biggest strength is his ability to stay calm and make plays when it matters most. Whether it's hitting receivers on time or avoiding pressure, he's shown flashes of elite potential. If he continues to refine his footwork and decision-making, there's no reason this offense can't dominate alongside the defense. Looking ahead, the next few games will be crucial. The Broncos are set to face some of the best defenses in the league, including Green Bay, Kansas City, and the Chargers. How Bo performs against these elite units will show whether he can lead this team deep into the playoffs. In short, Bo Nix is growing into a quarterback who can carry the team in big moments, complement the dominant defense, and elevate the Broncos to championship-level football. If Bo Nix keeps improving, the Broncos aren't just playoff-bound, they're building a team that could shock the entire NFL. If you want to understand the heart of this Broncos team, look no further than their incredible comebacks. This isn't just talent, it's a culture built on resilience and belief. The Denver Broncos have shown time and again that they are never out of a game, no matter the score. One of the most memorable moments this season came against the Giants. The Broncos were down by 33 points going into the fourth quarter, a situation that would crush most teams. But something special happened. Bo Nix turned into a clutch playmaker, executing throws and plays with the precision of legendary quarterbacks. The team came back and pulled off a win that fans will remember for years. This wasn't just a victory, it was a statement that the Broncos never give up. Another defining moment was the game against the Chiefs. From the very start to the final whistle, the offense finally clicked. Receivers held on to their passes, mistakes were minimized, and Bo Nix showed incredible composure. The team's belief in each other was visible on every play. These comebacks are more than just wins. They build confidence, strengthen team chemistry, and create a mentality that no deficit is too big to overcome. Every player knows that, as long as they stick to their game plan and trust each other, they can compete with anyone in the NFL. In short, the Broncos' comebacks aren't random luck, they are the result of preparation, mental toughness, and a winning culture. This team has learned to fight until the very end, and it shows in every game they play. With a culture like this, the Broncos aren't just playing games, they're sending a message: give up on them at your own risk. Even the best teams face challenges, and for the Broncos, the first half of the season showed some areas they needed to fix fast. One of the biggest issues for Denver early in the season was penalties. With 93 penalties so far, they were among the most penalized teams in the NFL. Many of these came on the road, and while they didn't completely derail the team, they highlighted the need for better discipline and focus. Another problem was dropped passes. Bo Nix could make the perfect throw, but sometimes the ball just didn't stick. These small mistakes can turn momentum against any team, especially when facing elite defenses in the playoffs. So what did the Broncos do? During the bye week, they took a critical step: self-scouting. Instead of just looking at opponents, they reflected on their own performance. Coaches like Sean Payton, Davis Webb, and Joe Lombardi worked together to identify mistakes, improve communication, and tighten up fundamentals. The results were immediate. In the games following the bye week, the offense started minimizing drops, receivers ran cleaner routes, and the team committed fewer penalties. The midseason fix wasn't about flashy plays, it was about discipline, preparation, and execution. This improvement shows how serious the Broncos are about controlling every aspect of the game. They know that to compete for a Super Bowl, they must play clean, mistake-free football from start to finish. By addressing penalties and drops head-on, the Broncos have shown that they're not just talented, they're smart, disciplined, and ready for anything the NFL throws at them. Injuries are part of football, but losing JK Dobbins is a big blow. The question is, can the Broncos find a way to keep their running game just as dangerous? JK Dobbins has been a key part of the Broncos' offense, but this season, he missed significant time due to injury. The hip drop tackle against the Raiders was one of the most unfortunate moments, and it kept him out longer than anyone expected. Despite the setbacks, the Broncos still believe in his talent. Dobbins has the skills, vision, and toughness to succeed in Denver's system. The team is reportedly ready to bring him back long-term with a 2-year contract in the $5 to $6 million per year range, showing how much they value him. But while Dobbins is out, the Broncos have adapted. R.J. Harvey has taken on a larger role in the backfield. He may not have the north-to-south power that Dobbins excels at, but his shifty, east-to-west running style makes him very hard to tackle. Alongside Harvey, players like Jaleel McLaughlin and Tyler Batty have stepped up. The team has effectively created a 3-back rotation that keeps defenses guessing and spreads the workload. Each back brings unique skills, making the running game more versatile and unpredictable than ever. The Broncos' ability to adapt shows their depth and smart roster construction. Even without their star back, they can maintain a high-powered running game that complements both the offense and the elite defense. Losing JK Dobbins is tough, but the Broncos' new running back formula proves that this team is ready to keep rolling, and they're not missing a beat. Every team faces big decisions at the trade deadline, and for the Broncos, the question was clear: go after a superstar receiver or trust the players already on the roster? When the trade deadline arrived, rumors swirled that the Broncos might pursue Jalen Waddle or other big-name wide receivers. For fans, it seemed like a perfect opportunity to add a game-changing weapon for Bo Nix. Imagine Waddle in the end zone at Mile High, the excitement alone would have been electric. But general manager Sean Payton made a different choice. Instead of spending high draft capital on a number 2 receiver, the team trusted their current roster, particularly the young wide receivers who have been developing all season. This included Troy Franklin, who has shown remarkable growth, especially in route running, and continues to improve after some early season drops. Payton's decision was about more than money. Acquiring a star receiver like Waddle would have required giving up at least 1 first-round pick. For a team that has built its core carefully and focused on long-term sustainability, that was a price they weren't willing to pay. Instead, Denver went with smaller additions, like Jordan Humphrey, and focused on internal development. This approach sent a clear message to the team: the coaches and front office believe in the players who helped get them here. It's a vote of confidence that can boost morale, strengthen team chemistry, and encourage players to perform at their best. And it's already paying off. The young receiving core, led by Franklin, has become more consistent, sharper, and more reliable. Bo Nix now has confidence that his receivers can make plays, and the offense is starting to find a rhythm. Sean Payton's trade deadline decision wasn't flashy, but it was smart. By trusting the roster, he strengthened team culture, kept the young core motivated, and proved that the Broncos are built to win not just this season, but for years to come. As the Broncos look toward the playoffs, one question looms large: who do they want to face, and who do they want to avoid? The answers could decide their path to the Super Bowl. The Denver Broncos have positioned themselves as one of the strongest teams in the league, but matchups will matter. Some teams could be easier to handle, while others might pose real challenges. Starting with the teams they would love to face, the Broncos look strong against the Steelers. Despite a decent offense led by Kenneth Gainwell and T.J. Warren, Pittsburgh has struggled on defense, giving Denver an advantage. Another favorable matchup is the Jaguars, whose offense lacks the firepower to keep pace with Denver's defense. Facing these teams in the playoffs could give the Broncos momentum and confidence. On the other hand, there are teams the Broncos would rather avoid, and the Texans top that list. Their defense is elite and can match up with Denver's physical play. Even when Denver has beaten top quarterbacks like Dak Prescott, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert, the Texans' defensive front presents a unique challenge that could test the Broncos' limits. Beyond first-round matchups, Denver needs to prepare for elite quarterbacks deeper in the playoffs. Names like Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Drake may represent the toughest tests. The Broncos' defense will need to perform at its absolute best, while the offense, led by Bo Nix, must execute flawlessly against these high-caliber teams. The key is that the Broncos aren't just looking to survive the first round. They are building for a deep run, keeping their focus on the divisional round and AFC Championship. This mindset emphasizes preparation, resilience, and confidence that the team can compete with anyone in the NFL. In the playoffs, matchups matter, but the Broncos have the talent, the defense, and the mindset to take on anyone. The path to the Super Bowl won't be easy, but this team is ready for the challenge. As the regular season winds down, one big question remains: how many games will the Broncos win, and what does that mean for their playoff positioning? When the season started, predictions for the Broncos were high but cautious. Many analysts, and even fans, thought 12-5 was a reasonable expectation. But after a 9-2 start, that number now feels almost conservative. The team has shown it can beat top opponents and overcome adversity, including injuries and tough matchups. Looking at the remaining schedule, Denver faces some challenging games. The Chiefs are always a tough matchup, especially at Arrowhead, where the referees and home crowd can make things tricky. The Packers also have a strong defense that could slow the Broncos down. Outside of these two games, the Broncos have a favorable path, with opponents like the Raiders, Chargers, Jaguars, and Commanders, where wins are expected. With that in mind, a realistic record prediction is 13-4. That accounts for potential slip-ups against elite defenses but reflects Denver's consistency and talent. Optimistically, they could finish 14-3, while the most conservative estimate would be 12-5, matching preseason expectations. But the middle ground, 13-4, feels like the sweet spot, strong enough to secure a high playoff seed and demonstrate that this team is among the NFL's best. It's also worth noting that the Broncos might rest starters late in the season, particularly against teams like the Chargers, if their playoff positioning is secure. This could influence the final record slightly but also preserves the health and energy of the core players for a deep playoff run. Ultimately, the final record isn't just a number. It's a reflection of discipline, talent, and resilience. From Bo Nix's growth to the elite defense, the Broncos have built a team that can compete with anyone, and the record will likely show that. Whether they finish 12-5, 13-4, or 14-3, one thing is clear: the Broncos are playing their best football at the perfect time, and the playoffs are where this team will truly shine. Everyone is talking about the Patriots, but are they really as strong as people think? Let's break down why the hype might not match the reality. Patriots Nation is always loud, and this season has been no exception. Fans and analysts have labeled the Denver Broncos as frauds, but if you look closer, it's clear that the Patriots have yet to face the same level of competition. For starters, the Patriots' wins this season have often come against injured or weaker teams. While they did beat the Bills and a depleted Tampa Bay Buccaneers squad, they've also dropped games they should have won. For example, the Patriots lost to the Raiders and struggled against a backup quarterback with a poor defense from the Bengals. These are teams the Broncos would have handled comfortably. Compare that to the Broncos. Denver has beaten elite quarterbacks like Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes, and even played closely with Justin Herbert. They've consistently shown they can compete with the best in the league, both on offense and defense. The difference isn't just talent, it's also execution, discipline, and composure under pressure. Another point is the Broncos' defense. Denver has one of the top units in the NFL, capable of shutting down even the strongest offenses. The Patriots' defense, while good, hasn't faced the same level of challenges, which makes their record look stronger than it really is. The Broncos also have a balanced, well-prepared team. From Bo Nix leading the offense, to a versatile running game without JK Dobbins, and an elite defensive front, every part of the team is clicking. Meanwhile, the Patriots have yet to prove they can handle a team as complete and disciplined as Denver. In short, the hype around the Patriots may not match reality. Wins against weaker or injured teams don't tell the whole story, and Denver's consistent performance against top-level competition shows who the real contenders are. So, while Patriots fans talk big, the Broncos are quietly building a team that can beat anyone, and when the playoffs start, the numbers, talent, and resilience will speak for themselves. Beyond the wins, the comebacks, and the stats, there's something that truly makes the Broncos special: the fans and the heart of Broncos country. Broncos country isn't just about cheering in the stadium or watching games on TV. It's about community, passion, and loyalty. Every fan, from the ones who followed the team for decades to those who just joined, plays a role in this journey. They celebrate victories, endure tough losses, and support the players and coaches through it all. This season has shown why Broncos fans are some of the most dedicated in the NFL. From supporting Bo Nix's growth to trusting the young receiving core, and cheering for the defense every week, fans have stayed positive, engaged, and committed. Their energy fuels the team and creates an atmosphere that visiting opponents feel every time they step on the field. It's also personal. Many fans have connected with the team and the community in ways that go beyond football, sharing hope, support, and kindness with one another during challenging times. That spirit is what makes Broncos country more than just a fan base, it's a family. So as the Broncos push toward the playoffs, remember this: the heart of Broncos country beats strong because of you, the fans, who make every victory sweeter and every challenge worth it. The window isn't opening next year, it's open right now. And the rest of the NFL isn't ready for what's coming. Broncos country, the ride has just begun.